All right. Hey guys. So happy June. Oh my gosh, it's the last week of June, right? This is crazy how fast time flies. So I am so excited. I'm sure you've been able to tell with all of my posts. I don't know. So this book, The 12-Week Year, is what we're going to talk about tonight. I'm going to highly suggest you grab it. Um, it was a book about 3 years ago that was everybody was recommending in the Beachbody community. And I bought it 3 years ago, and then like a new book came out or something. And so it's been sitting in my closet. I have about 4 books right now sitting in my closet. And this one was just happened to be up next. Everything I had already read, like all the new stuff that I was buying, and this one happened to be up next. And I've been sharing this kind of on the team pages on my social media that the past 3 months between not just this book, but Girls Stop Apologizing, the book I read right before that, I can't even think of the name of it, and my financial advisor, they all have been saying, focus on one thing at a time. Let's focus on one thing at a time. Let's like hone in, keep it simple, and focus on one thing at a time. And so it's just crazy how like you're reading one book and then somebody says it, and then you read a second book and you're like, okay, maybe I should listen to this, right? Like if something's being said over and over and over again, you should probably listen to it, right? So I've been reading this for about 2.5 weeks. I read a chapter a day, and if I don't, there's action items in the majority of the chapters, not every single chapter. I think they start around chapter 4. Um, but if I'm like, oh crap, I have to start my workout now, or, I won't finish it in time, then I wait. So it may take me 2 to 3 days to complete a chapter that has action items in it, right? Because I want to make sure that I do it. I am a huge fan of reading personal development books that tell me what to do at the end of a chapter. Like, I love it. Brian Tracy does it. Brendon Burchard does it. I absolutely love it. And so this is one of them. And I am a big fan of the way Brian Tracy teaches goal setting. And Shalene is a huge Brian Tracy fan, so she brings that whole same thing. So basically, their idea is you take all of your these categories in life, like personal, career, finances, leisure, relationships, spirituality, and you kind of rate yourself on like a 1 to 10 on how you're doing in those categories. And then you develop like your top 10 goals based on those categories. And then you come up with a to-do list on, from that. And so I've been doing that for years. I've been doing it ever since I read Brian Tracy long before I knew who Shalene was. And so it's always been something that I've done for the past 15 years. I've done goal setting, and I've done it the Brian Tracy way. You sit down on Sunday night, you write it out. It's a new set of 10 goals every Sunday night. So this is what I've done. This is a whole new way, not new. He also talks about those categories, but this breaks it down into simplicity, into 1 or 2 goals, and having it be 12 weeks at a time. So instead of saying, so 12 weeks is a quarter, right? So instead of being like, these are your quarterly goals, he talks about it just shifting your mindset to being 12 weeks. And so I've been taking notes, in my notebook each time I do an action item, and he puts together these, how to kind of come up with your 2 goals. What do you like? You go through in chapter 4 how to come up with your 2 goals. You go the next chapters. You go in how to, how to create your to-do list from those goals, how to hold yourself accountable, how to take it to your team, how to work on these blocks of time. And so one of the things I want to talk about in the blocks of time, so the strategic blocks, is in like chapter 17, 18. And so it's almost towards the end of the book. And I almost skipped it. So I almost went, you know what? I have a really good system with my to-do list, and I'm really good with time management, and I think I'm good. Maybe I won't do this. And then I kept reading the chapter, and I was like, okay, no, you committed to doing this, and start writing it out. And from writing the blocks out, I then was like, okay, I need to kind of shift these goals. Like I had one financial goal, and I shifted it. And so I encourage you to kind of listen, to kind of force yourself to do the work. You know, this business isn't the same as it was 9 years ago, and I'm starting to really let that sink in and go, okay, Nicole, you gotta start changing some things up, my friend. Like you're not getting the same results as you were getting 9 years ago. You know, there's definitely things that the business is exactly the same for sure, and a lot of what we do works, but it's time to switch some things up. So everything came at this perfect time. I was ready for change. I was ready to listen. I was ready to look at a new way of goal setting. I didn't even know that's what I was looking for. So I'm going to suggest you really take your time. You really go through this book. You post about it in the business activity tracker. You post about it in the team page. Ask questions. The blocks of time I posted this that I kind of came up with. And so one of them is a strategic block that's broken into a 3-hour time frame that you put aside just once a week. And the second is a buffer block, which is 30 to 60 minutes a day, twice a day, which is our power hour, right? So everything in my buffer block is Instagram stories, make my connections, conversation, you know, everything that sits on the business activity tracker is in this buffer block. When you do the strategic block, which is a 3-hour time frame, your buffer block is in that too. So it's, you know, so some of the things that I came up with on the strategic block are things that I keep moving along each week in my to-do list. Like it never gets crossed off. It comes to the next week, and then it comes to the next week, and then it comes to the next week. And I'm like so sick of writing this same action item that I keep putting off, right? And so in all honesty, today was supposed to be day one of my strategic block, and there are still things that were not done in that time frame. And I could say, oh, it's summertime. I did what I could. Then we went out in the pool. For sure, it's going to be easier when the kids are back in school. But I definitely did some of them, which is better than I've done in the past, right? And so this is gonna, just like our fitness programs, just like with our nutrition, this is gonna be a work in progress. This is like, we're not looking to be perfect the first week, the second week, the third, right? We're looking to just work on this. So some of the things that I put in that strategic block was to come up with my social media plan. So I'm very much all over the place. I've always been fly by the seat of my pants with my social media because I like to just speak from the heart, but which I will still do, but I put topics that I want to make sure I cover, like the performance line, like daily sunshine, inviting to the sneak peek that's happening this Thursday on all social media platforms from now till Wednesday night, instead of sitting on Wednesday night and going, oh my gosh, hey, who wants to join our sneak peek, right? Like, it's like, I got to prepare more for that. And then I put make sure I'm talking about pets and leisure and relationships and cooking and doing dishes and dance, gymnastics, Sammy having anxiety, having a tween, being busy, finding the balance, family, like all of those things are just kind of written in my social media strategy so that I can look at this list every week and go, okay, did I cover that? So I'm like checking it off as I cover the topic. Writing a blog once a week is one of them. Catching up on trainings. Like this weekend, I ended up watching 4 trainings because I kept putting it off. Like I just kept putting trainings off, like a National Wake Up Call, a Beachbody Champions page, the Ultimate Portion Fix Master Series. I just kept going. I don't have time to watch all these trainings. I need to be talking to people. But watching 4 trainings this weekend, I learned so much that I was like, oh my gosh, I can't put these off. Like I do get a moment out of all of the trainings, whether it's a national wake up call or not, maybe not every single one, but I do hear a takeaway. So I can't skip them. Brainstorming how to reach more people, maybe with Mark, with the team. I want to work on an MM100 Beachbody customer email, which I really need to make sure I do that tomorrow because, I'm going to run out of time if I don't do that. And I want to develop a referral program with this MM100 too. Like I want to encourage everybody to bring in somebody else. So a new customer, new coach that I bring in, I want to invite them to bring a best friend, a sister, a spouse, somebody to do this with them. And I just need to figure out what am I going to give them for doing that? Like what's my referral program? So I just kind of want to outline that, and it'll, I may tweak that, but it might be like an Amazon gift card or a Nike gift card or something, like just something that may have to do with fitness that they can reward themselves with. So those are some of the items that are in my strategic block. And then I have this that I printed out. So somebody had messaged me today and they're like, oh, did you get the app that goes along with it? And it costs money and stuff. And I'm like, no, I haven't done any of that. I just Googled like 12-week year PDFs. And I went and looked and I just grabbed whatever I wanted to use for that. So this one in particular maps out your goals. And then instead of calling them action items, he calls them tactics. And I'm tracking for each week at a time. So I'll print a new one out of these each week, and I'll print a new one out of these each week so that I'm making sure I'm kind of focused. I developed this myself. I just did this on Word, the buffer block and the strategic block, because I had like 5 pages of notes that I just needed to get in one place because I kept I would think of new things in a different part of the chapter. So I just had to sit down this weekend and really focus and put things in one place. So for me, just to share what my 2 goals are, it's lose 10 pounds by September 6th. I have put this everywhere since I have been reading this. I've put it in every single accountability group. I put it on the business activity tracker. I've told you guys, this is everywhere. So that's that extra piece of accountability for me. I can't not try to do this. And so my nutrition has been amazing since last Wednesday. A couple hiccups, meaning I'm like, crap, I'm over on a half a carb, I'm under on a half a green or whatever, or I'm over on 2 carbs and under on 2 green, whatever. But we haven't eaten out. We haven't gotten ice cream. There's definitely huge improvements with that. So some of my tactics on that are track all my containers daily. So I went to Staples and I took the Ultimate Portion Fix tally sheet and I asked him to print 30 copies and put it in a binder book. So it cost me $11, I think, and he made a binder book for me to track all of my containers in. I know we have a tracking book that I could purchase, but for whatever reason, this tally sheet works for me. It says ice cream only once a week, no carbs at dinner, and drink 100 ounces of water a day. So those are my action items or tactics to lose the 10 pounds. The next is $500 a week in commissions consistently. So that my tactics are 10 new conversations a day. I'm working with Mark to get a 21-day fix ad up and running on my like page, developing the referral program, working on the start with something sheet, Instagram, going live 4 times a week on my either Instagram or like pages. So, and he also tells you to what's something that's going to, of each of those, what's going to be something that's really hard for you to stick to. And for me, it's the 10 new conversations every day and tracking my containers every day. I tracked like I tracked my trainers Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And again, I was off here and there, a little heavy on the carbs, but we didn't eat out. I didn't go get ice cream. Like we ate everything at home. We ate all our recipes. It was very focused. And I can't remember the last time I've done that. And I almost didn't do it yesterday because I started my day with a donut. And I almost said, so maybe I just won't track on Sundays. And then I was like, no, stop it. Like, and I had to, and it, honestly, like, I don't know, it's all up in here, but it was because of all of this. Like, it was like, I told myself I would track every day. You have your book there, just track, even if it's a donut and it's a bagel and it's, whatever it was. Like, I didn't end up going crazy, but I would have, if I gave myself permission to not track, I would have been in that freezer getting a Klondike bar. Like, I even posted about it last night on social media. Okay, I'm making Shakeology ice cream because one of two other things were going to happen. I was going to beg Mark to go to the ice cream stand down the street and get us all ice cream. And then I was going to have the girls go ask him so that everybody would be giving him the sad puppy eyes so that ice cream would appear in our homes. And, or I was going to eat one of the things. We have ice creams here that I bought for the end of school party last Monday. We have like ice cream sandwiches, Klondike bars. I was going to grab one of those, but I made my Shakeology ice cream instead. And I do owe it to this. So I'm excited. I don't know if you guys are excited. Maybe you'll get excited as you start this, but I wanted to just kind of make sure you heard me and like how this is working. This is kind of my new business activity tracker. So it's pretty much what corporate tells us to do in the business activity tracker. I've just created it myself, right? Like it's in my own words. It's in my own little checklist area. So whatever you kind of have to do to make things work, do it. And so I want to kind of keep doing this for, my date is 9/6 because I started this a couple weeks ago. So if you just start this and you get to the goal setting on Friday or Saturday, your 12-week date is going to be different than mine, and that's okay. So I just want us all kind of doing this together, seeing if this helps, because I'm equating this to like our health and fitness programs. Like, our containers work because we track and we know what to put in them and we have a formula, right? And our workout programs work because we have a calendar. We have a super trainer telling us exactly what to do, how many reps, right? Like, so I think this is for our business. Like, I really think we're going to be told exactly what we need to do, but we're creating it ourselves, which is that extra accountability piece. It's not like me telling you or corporate telling you, this is what you need to do, here's your list. It's you creating your list and you coming up with, okay, here are my 2 goals. And whatever that looks like, it can be help one person a month. Like, consistently for the next 6 months, I commit to selling 1 challenge pack a month for the next 6 months consistently, or something like, or not 6 months, 12 weeks, right? Within the 12 weeks, I'm going to help, how many challenge packs are you going to help, right? Like, so whatever that kind of looks like, but so make it attainable. So like if, it's always crazy to me when somebody, and this is okay to do, but I want you to just be realistic. Like, if somebody sets a goal, like, it's not realistic for me to say I want to lose 20 pounds by 9/6, right? Or if you haven't been hitting Success Club or selling any challenge packs, don't say I'm going to sell 10 a week, in 12 weeks, right? Like, you've got to, what can you set so that it becomes a win for you? Like, I don't want this to be another, I don't want to set a goal because I'm not going to reach it. Like, let's not have that be this. Like, my original second goal was get my income back to $5,000 a week consistently. And so that would have been that was too big. And then I kept reading because that would have had to be, okay, so I need the team volume to go up. I need my retail commission to go up. So that took away the whole idea of focusing on one thing. And so then I was like, no, it needs to be make $500 a week in commissions consistently myself, that I'm in control of, that I can make happen. And that doesn't mean $500 in new orders for me, because I've been doing this for 9 years. It's my Shakeologies on Home Direct, it's all of those things but if I'm not hitting that, like the last 2 weeks, I've only hit like 2 something. And so now this week I'm like, how do I make up for that? Like I need to sell new Beachbody On Demands. I need to sell new challenge packs. I need to help new people get started so that I'm not just relying on all the Shakeology Home Directs because people can put it on hold. And I don't know if I can make $500 a week in that all the time, right? So does that all make sense? I'll stop talking now. I'm like sweating. Like I'm literally so excited about this. Like I'm sure you can tell, but it's almost like I'm a new coach again. I don't know quite how to describe that, but like I said, I know things need to change in order for me to get to the results I used to get with multiple diamonds popping in the downline, multiple emeralds popping in the downline, like multiple elite coaches, people starting earning a ton of money, people hitting their goals. Like all of that needs to start happening again. And there's a few people that's all happening too, but not enough. I want more of us feeling that success together as a team. So questions, comments? Has anyone ever read this before and maybe didn't dive quite into it? No? Okay. All right. I know a couple of people were like, I have that in my closet too. And I was like, perfect. All right. So yeah, grab it on Amazon, grab it on Kindle, however you listen to your personal development. For me, I'm a book girl through and through. I've got to touch it. I just do. I've tried Kindle. I've tried Audible. It doesn't work for me, especially with a book that needs action items. I'm like, wait, what? And I have to read it again. Like instead of hitting rewind, I need to be able to sit somewhere where I have a notebook and go, okay, what am I doing? What is this action item? How do I do this? So yeah, I think it's, I don't know how much it is on Amazon, probably $12, $15. That's what they usually are, right? But maybe you can get it at your library, however you get your books. Cool. Are you guys excited or is this just me? It's just me excited. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Cool. All right. So has anyone got this yet or ordered it yet? Because I've been talking about it. Okay, cool. So yeah. So tell us tonight in the team page when you order it or however you're going to listen to it, if you're going to go check your library, whatever. But just let's kind of commit to, are you all willing to commit to this and read this book and do these 12 weeks and kind of figure this out together? Okay, awesome. What do we got in the chat? Kelly ordered it. Awesome. Yes. Perfect. Cool. Good. All right. So yeah, I'm going to be chatting about it a ton on the team page in the business activity tracker. I just kind of want to hear how things are going for you guys with it. Feel free to ask me questions. I mean, I'll just figure it out with you because I'm not really a pro in this. I'm just reading it with you too. But I'm definitely almost done. I think I have like 30 pages left. So like 2 chapters. So, yeah, but I mean, basically tonight I gave you an idea of how I interpreted it and how I, created it. And so this will make more sense as you read it. And this is recorded so you can go back and go, okay, what were her blocks? What were her, but you can ask me too and I'll post my sheet. Cool. All right. Anything else? So Heather's going to order it tonight. Awesome. Yeah, so if we can get the excitement going in the coaches page so everybody knows we're kind of doing this together, maybe when you get it in, do a little selfie with it. I don't know. Let's just have fun with it so that people can be like, oh, okay, everybody's doing it. I want to do it too. I need to be part of the Cool Kid 12-week year club. So cool. All right, thank you guys for joining me. I'm glad I wasn't talking to myself. I always get nervous. So next week's training is going to be on MM100, which is perfect timing because Jarrett goes on the National Wake Up Call next Monday. So Christy Williams is going to join us. She literally, like, for the past 4 years earns her way every to this group. So she's been in lots of them, and so she's gonna kind of dive in with the MM100 and talk to us on next week's team call. And then the week after that, we're gonna do a team call on the July Super Saturday in that format with the open house. So I'll give you guys, we'll all kind of just strategically talk about how we're gonna do that for the ones in our area. And then the week after that, we'll be coming home from Summit and we'll do a Summit recap call. I'm landing around 5:30 that Monday night, but I am going to try to hopefully we'll be home and I'll be able to do this 8 o'clock call on that Monday. So those are the only ones I have planned right now. Just because Monday nights seem to be okay for us right now during the summer. And they're not during the regular year, but at least for the summer. So cool. All right. Thanks for joining. I will get this recording up as soon as it finishes, and let's set some 12-week goals together. All right, bye. It's okay, Maria. Bye.